Hello my crafty peeps, it's Cheyenne from PixieCrafter.com. I am an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, artist, and your creative coach. Alright, so we are going to be doing a fun card today. It's going to be a graduation card and it's going to be more of a masculine theme. I don't think I do as much for the guys in our lives as I could, so I'm trying to work on that. Alright, stamp sets we're going to need are Wherever You Go. I think this is brilliant for any stage where you're going to be doing something new and doing something different. Any sort of travel, I think this is a fantastic set. You can really collage them all together. It's pretty fun. It's wonderful. And just so you know, this does coordinate with the tags and labels die, which will be retiring. So May 31st you will not be able to get that little coordinating die if you don't already have it. Just a heads up. And something else that will be retiring May 31st is the Sweet Sentiments from the Occasion catalog. I'm going to use the Congratulations Graduate. Any stamp set that you have that's congratulations or something like that, you can absolutely use. It'll work. So those are the stamp sets. Our ink colors are Island Indigo, Crumb Cake, and Soft Suede. Again, very masculine colors. Alright, let's go over our papers. So I've got a piece of Very Vanilla Thick cardstock. The Very Vanilla Thick will be available in the new annual catalog starting June 1st. If you can't wait to get your hands on it, you can order the Eastern Palace Premier Bundle, and you will get a pack of this along with, it's 8.5 by 11 by the way, so a full pack of this and a pack of the medium Very Vanilla envelopes for free with the bundle. So if you haven't purchased the Eastern Palace bundles, I have other videos and blog posts on it, so you can feel free to head over to PixieCrafter.com and reference any of that. Everything is tagged, so all you have to do is type in like Eastern Palace Suite or Bundle, and everything that I have will pop up on that for all of that extra information. Alright, loving the thick cardstocks for my card bases. I cut this at 4 1/4, scored it at 5 1/2. With the thick cardstock, you do want to score, but I like to score my pieces anyway, regardless of what paper I'm using. And then I've got a piece of Island Indigo cardstock. It is 4 1/8 by 5 3/8, and I just took another die that I have to cut out the center to make better use of my paper. You don't have to use this. You can use the full sheet if you want. I just went ahead and did that, so I have another piece. And then I've got a piece of Crumb Cake, and this is 3 3/4 by 5. I've got a littler piece of Crumb Cake, and this is 1 by 4 1/8. And then a piece of Very Vanilla, which is 1 1/2 by 4 1/8. You are also going to need your triple banner punch, your snail, your dimensionals, and any stamping blocks that you may need. Alright, so let's get started. Alright, I've added a couple things, and I forgot to mention which one of these stamps that we're going to use. We're going to use the Sunburst, the Wherever You Go, Go With All Your Heart, and the Bridge. And I've also pulled out my piece of Stampin' Sponge for my soft suede and my Tim Holtz paper distresser. If you don't have one of these, you can use a nail file or your scissors. You can just open them up and distress the edges like we're going to do. Alright, let's do our stamping. So let's take our piece of Crumb Cake, that is the 1 by 1 1/4, and we are going to use our Island Indigo to stamp our Congratulations Graduate with this. Alright, there we go, nice and inked up, and I know I'm going to banner it, so I'm going to put the Congratulations Graduate towards one side. There we go. I did that totally off frame, didn't I? Well, I've got it down there. It's all good. And that is it for that stamp and for the Island Indigo. Oh no, I lied. Alright, so on the inside of our card, we are going to use the Wherever You Go, Go With All of Your Heart. So I'm going to go ahead and use my bone folder Get that there, and now we're going to ink up that sentiment. Going to make sure I'm going to stamp this in the right direction. And yeah, I'm just going to pop it right there in the center. Well, center along the vertical. So there we go, and then I can, you know, write whatever, and signature, all of that jazz. So I'm going to set that aside to dry up a little bit. And now we can take our bigger piece of crumb cake, and we're going to do some tone on tone. So get our crumb cake ink, and I'm going to get that little sunburst going. Get that nice and inked up. Alright, and I'm going to come in from this side here. Just push it down. Nice even pressure. It is a bigger stamp, so you might have to get more pressure going. And there we go. And now I'm going to go ahead and do another one right over here in this corner, just to kind of even it out. This is just creating a little bit of something to our background. Alright, there we go. Clean it off with my Stampin' Mist and Stampin' Scrub. Love it. Alright, and now we're going to pull out our soft suede. There we go, and the bridge. And actually I'm going to take the ink pad to the stamp. Bigger stamps, it sometimes works better to do it this way. There we go. Alright, now I'm going to have these kind of over here. And I want the bridge. You know what? I'm going to use my Stamp-A-Majig because I don't want a wonky bridge. So here we go. This is how it comes. You've got two sides on this. You've got a rough side. That is if you're going to use a pigment ink, so like the Craft Whisper White. And then there's the smooth side, and this is the side that you would stamp with your regular inks. Yeah. Alright, so all you do, you take this little thingy and you line up your little piece of plastic, and then you're going to put your stamp right up in the corner, and you're going to stamp down just like that. And I smudged it, so let's do it again because I don't want a wonky bridge, like I said. So there we go. It does just wipe off, as long as you don't use your, stays on or any sort of permanent ink like that on this. Alright, all lined up, going down and up, and there's our impression. So then what we do is we take this and we're going to put this where we want it. So let me get all of my stuff kind of arranged here. Alright, so that is where I'm wanting it. And then I'm just going to take my Stamp-A-Majig and line it up just like that, and then I can take this off. Let me just double check. Alright, you know what? This is wibbly wobbling on me. So I'm going to use a piece of painter's tape to adhere this down. This is how it goes sometimes. Sometimes you can get away with not adhering anything down. Other times, not so much. Alright, so let's get that back in the picture. Get our bridge in the picture. Get that out of the picture. And there we go. So that's where I need it. I'm not going to touch it. I'm going to re-ink my stamp. Move that out of the way. Hold that tight down. And then just give it a good stamp. Some nice even pressure. And there we go. We have a non-wonky stamp. If you have something like the Misty, you can absolutely use that, though I find that with stamps that are like this, with the clear mount, where you have really no idea what's going on, it is nice to use the Stampin' I find it better. You can clean this off with a baby wipe, a wet paper towel, whatever. I do suggest you not leave it on there too long before you clean it, because who knows what will happen at that point. Alright, so now we're almost ready to have some fun distressing. So let me grab my triple banner and we'll get our 2 banner bits done. So you're just going to slide it in. You can cut or punch 3 sizes from the triple banner: a 1 inch, a 1.5 inch, and a 2 inch wide piece. You just slide it in, and these are the guides for the 1 inch, 1.5, and 2 inch. So it's really nice to be able to layer up your bits just like that. But before we get into it, we're going to distress all of our edges. Just make it nice and fun, and I'm going to go ahead and speed this up because it's going to be kind of time intensive. Go ahead and distress it as much or as little as you want. This is your personal preference. Make it your own. Okay, we've now got all of our pieces distressed, and I just ran my hand along the edge just to get some of the extra paper off of it. I love how the Stampin' Up! Cardstock distresses. It almost makes it like fluffy, for lack of a better word. Alright, the Island Indigo piece I didn't distress too much, and we're done with this one. You know, it's done. We're not going to shade it or anything. So now I've just got my Stampin' Sponge with my soft suede, and I'm just going to come in on the edges, give it a little bit of a nice little shading going on. Just like that. Got a nice little shading going on. It almost makes that center glow. I think I'm actually going to do a little bit more just to get a little bit more of that glowy effect, that old aged effect. I want it to look like it's just an old postcard, something like that. Make that be your inspiration. Now let's do all of our other pieces. so we have got everything all taken care of. You know, the only thing I think I'm going to do, I want to do some aging around this, but I want it to be almost like a mask sort of effect. So I'm going to show you a trick. Hold on, let me get this all set up. Okay, so I have a Post-it note that is the full adhesive, and I cut out the coordinating tag from the center of it. So what I'm going to do first is to actually going to pop this on and line it up just like that, and I'm going to pop this in like so, so it can be nice and lined up. And then I'm going to take that soft suede and I am going to very carefully just kind of ink off the edges. So I'm almost making a nice little halo around this card shape. So it's going to have the suggestion of this tag shape without actually like being too rough, being too harsh. Alright, so there we go. It's got that just nice little heart shape, or the tag shape. And now I'm just going to kind of, with whatever's left, just kind of soften that even more, tint it a little bit, and I'm going to call it a day with that. Looks like I cut out 2 of these. Nice. Oh, extra bits. Extra bits are fun. Alright, now it is time to start adhering everything. So first thing first, let's get our snail and our island indigo piece. Let's get in the frame. I've changed my camera setup a little bit, so I've got to get used to it. I'm liking it. The camera is pretty much straight above. I'm sure you can notice the difference in the angle, and it's wonderful. I don't have to worry as much about the tripod legs and shadows because I'm not actually using the tripod anymore. My wonderful boyfriend helped me set this up and helped to design it, so I am loving it, and I appreciate how handy he is. Handy Andy. Alright, now we're going to use our snail to do our little background piece. There we go. And now these 2 I want to use dimensionals. So I use up every little bit of dimensional stuff. So this is just a sheet with the edges going. Right, there we go. We need more. More. And we are almost done. Take off the paper backings that you will find all over your house, on your pets, even if they're like cage pets. Got a bird? It's going to end up in the bird cage somehow. It happens. Alright, and then we're just going to pop that right on there. Alright, and there is your basic card. Now if you wanted to, you could add some metallic enamel shapes, which I'm going to do because I can't help myself. We won't be adding the hearts unless you want to. I just find that, you know, guys, they don't necessarily tend to dig the hearts. Oop, I've got a little bin there. Okay. I'm going to leave it at that. Again, this is for a guy. It's masculine, you know. They like subtleties. I think I lied. I'm going to do one more little bit because I kind of feel like this is a little empty. So I'm going to take the soft suede and the bird in flight from the Wherever You Go stamp set. And I think I'm just going to put him right like that, just to kind of even that out a little bit, because he's soaring away. You give him roots and then you give him wings, right? And then eventually maybe they'll give rings, but not yet, just wings. Alright, so that is it for today's card. Let me bring you in tighter. So there we go. Maybe that's a little too tight. A little too tight. Back off, son, back off. Alright. So, alright, if you liked what you saw, please remember to like and subscribe. Feel free to leave comments. I appreciate and I thank everyone who does take the time to comment on my videos. I appreciate that. I enjoy reading your feedback. I know that there's been one of my cards where there's been some advice on what I should do to fill in an area. And I appreciate that. I love the feedback, because sometimes you look at something and you're like, I just don't know what it needs. And it's great to have a fresh set of eyes giving their opinion. So that's wonderful. It's great. It's part of the community that we have. A full list of the products I used will be in the description bar, along with links to the coordinating blog post. When in doubt, head on over to pixiecrafter.com. You know, all of everything that is Pixie Crafter you can find there. All of my projects, all of my links, they're all there. You can sign up for the Pixie Crafter newsletter. I send out a monthly newsletter, usually around the 1st of the month. I try not to flood your inbox with any more than that, unless it's something that I think that you really need to know. You can also sign up for my birthday club. All of my followers, my subscribers, my fans who live in the US, if you sign up for the birthday club, I will send you a handmade birthday card during your birthday month. So it's just a way of me showing my appreciation and my thanks for your support. It's wonderful. You can shop my store online 24/7. The link is in the description bar, or again, you can head on over to pixiecrafter.com and click on the links there. You can follow me on Facebook and Instagram. I do Facebook Live most Fridays. I've recently changed my schedule to have it be more in the morning or afternoon, depending on where you are. So I've been filming around 10-11 a.m. Eastern Time. I'm calling it a coffee and a card sort of situation. So just a quick little card that we can craft together. Instagram, you can see a lot of sneak peeks and more behind the scenes stuff. Facebook, I just send you reminders on, you know, dates and stuff like that. You know, anything I think you'd be interested in. Oh, all right. That is it for today. Remember, the new annual catalog goes live June 1st. You can find a downloadable PDF on my website June 1st if you want to take a look at a catalog. You can also sign up for a catalog request. So I have a little tab in the menu bar that tells you the different ways that you can receive a catalog from me. Alright, and that is it. I'm going to stop babbling now. Until next time, happy crafting. Bye!